This is Sweet June SJ Talks in Life coming back at you. I'm trying to create an ambiance here um, for this video. My son it's over past 4 o'clock in the morning, and my son is still up. So I'm trying to create an ambiance here. So if you hear a little yelling, that might be him. So I'm trying to create an ambiance here because I wanted to do this video. I love to light my candles. They're very relaxing to me. It relaxes me. Um, they say it's an old people thing. Over the past year, I've been really getting into my candles more, but they really calm me down and they're very relaxing. So my candles are a necessity now. But I just want you guys to focus on what I'm saying, my words and what I'm saying. And then plus, I don't have to worry about being in front of the camera, and I don't have to worry about adjusting my lighting. um, I was supposed to do this video quite a while back, but I've been trying to gather my thoughts on what I'm going to say. But what I want to talk about is black women protecting our spirit. When I say our, I'm talking about me too. I'm talking about all black women all over the world. Um, we need to protect our spirit. And what I mean by protecting our spirit is that we have to, because there's so much negativity towards black women. It's so much hatred and negativity towards black women. And, as I said in the past, it's very difficult to maintain a healthy self-esteem as a black woman. Because, society has always told us that we're not the standard of beauty and we're less attractive, and we've always been bombarded with all these messages. Our young black girls are bombarded with messages constantly, and now it seems like we're getting those negative messages from our own race of men. Um, what really bothers me about that is that the black men that say they love us, are not standing up for us. They're not. You don't see a lot of videos on YouTube trying to shut the black women bashers down. You really, I don't know if you guys, let me know in the comment section if you see. I don't see a lot of videos on YouTube with black men, you know, trying to shut these guys down. And so the men that the black men that claim to love us, they don't really do enough to defend us. They need to stand up and defend us more. And I think that's what's lacking. Because, you could say you love somebody or something all you want, but if you stand by and you let certain things happen and you don't stand up against it, and this is going on, then what does that make you part of the problem? So that's what we need. We need more black men to stand up for us and start shutting these guys down. But with that being said, us black women, we have to protect our spirit in a sense where we, you know, we have to try really hard not to feed into all that negativity. And when I say we, I'm talking about me too. I've cut way back on watching those videos. and stuff. Because what happens is, you know, when, like these black women that watch Tommy Sotomayor, and it's an alarming number of black women that watch him, and Kevin Samuels and some of the other ones on here. And they make excuses. They'll say, well, it doesn't apply to me. I'm not like that, and this and that and the other. But that stuff is getting into your spirit. When you watch these guys on a consistent basis, it gets into your spirit. Even though you say, oh, well, it doesn't apply to me, or, well, let me see I'm just curious as to what they're talking about. I mean, I'm on YouTube, so sometimes I watch things, for research for video topics, just to see, you know, what's going on, to get to talk about, to address in my videos. So sometimes I'm not just watching them for entertainment, I'm watching them, um, just to try to find out what's being talked about, and some of the things that I have to address on my channel. You know what I mean? Because I'm passionate about the black community. I'm passionate about the black community. I'm passionate about the sisterhood. I'm passionate about my sisters. Now, I love all races. I love all races of people. But because I'm a black woman, I'm very, very passionate about what's going on in the black community. And I'm very passionate about what's going on with black women, because I'm a black woman. And I got a granddaughter coming up. Um, I got black women in my family. Okay. So I'm very passionate about, um, the things that affects us black women. You know what I mean? So, um, there's certain things I do feel like I need to address because I'm passionate about it. And but at the same time, even though I'm on YouTube and sometimes, I say, well, let me see what they're talking about. I found myself that stuff was I was watching a little bit too much, and I found out that stuff was seeping into my spirit. Because a lot of times, black women, well, he's not talking about me, and he's only talking about a certain percentage of black women, and or whatever situation, and or some of them might actually agree with him because they're mad, they're angry, because as black women, we do get judged as a whole, and so they're angry at those black women that are making us feel bad. I think that's the case for a lot of black women. They're angry at those black women that make us look bad, because whatever they do is unfortunately a reflection on all of us. It brings reproach on all of us, unfortunately. So maybe it's a situation to where they're angry with those black women, and they just, you know, saying, yeah, see, that's what, like that. But while you're watching it, for whatever reason you think you're watching it, it's seeping into your spirit. It's seeping into your spirit, and it's affecting your self-esteem. Because I found that, I was like, well, let me see what he's talking about, or whatever, or, and then I find that I'm already struggling right now, as far as, because, I'm getting older. I'm having some issues with my legs and my back, and um, I'm having some issues with hair loss and things like that. And I'm getting older, and and it's rough getting older. It's hard. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. It's rough getting older. It's hard getting older, and um just the challenges that I've been dealing with over the past year is really, I got it. I'm going to be honest with you. It has affected my self-esteem, you know. Um and it has affected my self-esteem. I'm not going to lie. And just getting older, and your body's changing, and it doesn't look the same, and things like that. And I have a hard time trying to lose weight, and because even though I try to eat healthy and exercise, I have an underactive thyroid, and plus I'm going through menopause, and so between the both of those things, it's very difficult for me to lose weight and keep it off, and my weight fluctuates a lot. So it's very frustrating for me. That's very frustrating for me. Um, but all those factors, this video is going to be a little long, but it's all those factors that has affected my self-esteem. So what happens when I watch that stuff, I might say, well, I just want to see what they're talking about, whatever, and whatever like that. But it's seeping into my spirit. And that's what happens when you watch these guys. It doesn't matter what reasoning you have in your head to watch them. It's seeping into your spirit. And it's affecting your spirit. It's affecting your self-esteem. Psychologically, we have a self-conscious mind, and we have what they call a sub self-conscious, and it's getting into your sub self-conscious mind, and it's affecting you. You may not think it's affecting you, but it is. These women that watch these guys may not think that it's affecting them, but it does affect them. It gets into your sub self-conscious mind, and it affects you, and it'll break down your self-esteem. It'll make you feel bad about yourself. Because what happens if somebody keeps telling you something over and over and over and over, after a while you start to believe it. Case in point, when I was in junior high school, I had really short hair in the early 80s. And back then, this was before weaves, and when no black women wearing no weaves back in at least not in my city, we weren't wearing no weaves or no wigs or nothing like that. We wore our hair natural, and I had this little short afro. Um, and to make a long story short, and the boys if you had short hair as a black girl, if you had short hair, they called you bald headed and ugly. They wasn't enough of them. They just call you bald head. They called you ugly. On top of that, which I don't think I was ugly, but when I look back at my picture, when I took back then, I wasn't ugly, you know. Um, but after a while, if somebody keeps telling you something over and over and over, after a while, I started to believe it. I started to actually think that I was ugly and bald headed or whatever. Um, because I just kept hearing that. And this one guy, he was relentless. I mean, this one guy just wouldn't stop. I mean, oh my God, to make other guys would say something and leave me alone. This guy just would not stop. He just wouldn't stop. I mean, I literally sat in class one day and he just had me in tears, you know. And after a while, if somebody keeps telling you something over and over and over, after a while, you start to believe it. It wasn't until I got into high school that I started picking up my confidence started building up a little bit. At that point, my confidence started building up a little bit, and I started to see the beauty in myself. But and there was my high school was better because I didn't have any bullies, and people telling me that I was ugly and stuff like that. Um, so my confidence slowly started building up. But in junior high, my confidence was in the trash because they kept saying that I was bald headed and ugly. So after a while, you know, psychologically, if somebody keeps telling you something over and over, you're going to start to believe it. It's going to get in your spirit. And that's what happens when we keep listening to these guys. It's it seeps into our spirit. And that's why we have to be careful. And that's what I mean about us protecting our spirit. You know, don't get involved with men that don't even date men, don't even entertain men that say things to hurt you, being disrespectful towards you, saying bad things to you or whatever. Just just saying disrespectful things to you or being disrespectful. I dated this guy one time. He called himself wanting to be I guess he called himself wanting to be a comedian. But why every joke he told, I was the butt of all his jokes. I was the butt of all his jokes. So I finally told him, I said, you hurt my feelings, and everything. And of course, I dropped him because I'm like, I said, this man, this man is trying to break down my self esteem. I don't need that. I was in my early 20s. I was literally the butt of all his jokes. And I said, no, I don't need that. So we have to, black women, we have to be careful to not, if you're dating somebody and they're saying things to you, and they say that's in every joke, they say, and when people joke, there's some truth in that joke, you know, disguised as a joke, you know. So you just have to be careful to not be with men that's trying to break down your self-esteem. When he gets mad at you, he says hateful things to you and mean things to you. Because sometimes when men get mad, they say hateful things and mean things. Don't even entertain men like that. Don't entertain men that's disrespecting you in any kind of way. They're disrespecting you. They're saying negative things to you. Don't even entertain men like that. You know? Don't be around people that's that's people in general that's breaking you down. Even if they're a female friend, and they're saying negative things to you, don't entertain them. Don't entertain them. If they're saying negative things to you, cut them loose, cut them off. You know, they say surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with positive people, even if certain family members are breaking your spirit and saying negative things to you. Sometimes you have to cut off family members. If certain family members are saying negative things to you and breaking down your self esteem, making you feel bad, trying to break your spirit and make you feel bad, get rid of them. Still love them from a distance. You can still love them from a distance. That's anybody that's bringing toxicity into your life. Let them go, cut them loose, regardless of whether it's a friend or that's not a friend, because a true friend is not going to do that. A true friend is not going to talk to you that way and treat you that way. So it's about protecting our spirit as black women. We have to protect our spirit. And we keep constantly listening to these guys over and over. That stuff will get into your spirit. You might say, oh, it ain't talking to me, or it doesn't apply to me, or this and that and the other. But it's going to seep into your spirit after a while. And then, because I found myself, after a while, thinking bad about myself. I'm already having some issues. And then if I'm constantly watching that trash all the time, I'm going to it's gonna that's not good, especially if you're already struggling, with self-esteem issues or insecurities, and then you watch that crap. It's gonna make it worse. That's why it's not good. It's not good. It'll break your spirit. And it's very important that we protect our spirit and surround ourselves with positive people. Look at positive. Now I find myself looking at more positive stuff, positive channels. There's a lot. There's sisters on here that, are positive. There's one man on here. He's Roadrunner 89. I think I mentioned it before. He's a white man, and he's a Christian white man that's married to a black woman, and he's always saying positive and encouraging things about black women. And I've been watching him a lot, and he's always saying things. Oh my God, he is so uplifting. And he's a Christian. He's a Christian too. He's a very spiritual man, and he's always saying positive and uplifting things. It doesn't matter what color the person is, but if they're R.C. Blakes is another it's a black minister on here. He's also very positive and gives black women very encouraging advice and saying, making videos to educate and encourage black women so they can be a better version of themselves. And I love it because he always provides scripture. He always will bring some scriptures to what he says. And I think he's got a wife, and I think he's married. And I mean, I recommend RC Blakes is a great guy to listen to on here. So there is positive people here on YouTube that black women can listen to, and there's some sisters on here too that's positive, you know. And of course, I try to. You can watch me because I try to keep it positive too, and people that's gonna uplift you and give you positive encouragement. You know, us black women, we're beautiful. It doesn't matter what anybody says. We're beautiful. We're beautiful. And it doesn't matter what dark, brown, light. We're all beautiful. I don't play that colors crap. I don't play it. We're all beautiful. It doesn't matter what shade we are. We're all beautiful. It's just that we gotta all the negative messages that we're being bombarded with, we gotta push it out. We gotta push it out and focus on the positive. When I say we, I'm talking to me too. We gotta push it out and focus on the positive. Read our Bible. Read the scriptures talking about the virtuous woman, and read self help books and just take in positive information. Look at positive videos and uplifting videos and people that are uplifting us and not tearing us down. And that's the kinds of content that we should be watching on a continuous basis. Excuse me. And surrounding ourselves with positive people, being around positive people, people that's going to uplift us and encourage us, motivate us, and such. You know what I mean? We got to push all that negativity out, because if somebody keeps telling you something, you keep listening over and over and to somebody saying negative things over and over. If you keep listening to that crap day in and day out, it's going to get into your spirit. I don't care what you say. Eventually, it's going to get in your spirit. And then you're going to find yourself thinking bad about yourself, looking in the mirror or whatever. You're gonna find yourself pointing out your flaws more or whatever, or thinking bad about yourself. And it's very important as black women, very important that we protect our spirit, because we're living in a system that is always tearing us down all the time. We living in a society that is consistently tearing us down all the time. So it's just so important that we don't add to it by taking in all that negativity and information, you know, and that we try to take in positive information, as much positive information as we possibly can. And we take that in, and and help us build our self-esteem. And especially important for me right now, of all the challenges I'm dealing with, it's especially important for me to take in that positive information. Feed your brain and your spirit with positive information. Don't never let nobody tell you you're not worthy because you're a certain age. We're not gonna allow that, for somebody to tell us that we're not worthy because we're a certain age, or because we're a certain weight, or um, we have X amount of kids, or And if you check, if you're small, if you're at a decent weight or whatever, a certain weight, a small weight, and you don't have any kids or whatever the situation is, that um, or you're they're gonna find another reason to say that you're not worthy. They're going to try to find another reason to say you're not worthy, because we're held to a higher standard. Our men, for some reason, hold us to a higher standard, you know. And so even if you check off the certain boxes, it still seems like they try to find another reason why you're not worthy. And we can't listen to that. We can't listen to that crap, because the Bible says a woman's true beauty is on the inside, you know. So we can't tell have people telling us that we're not worthy because of superficial reasons, you know, because you can't keep taking all that in, and and then after a while you start believing it, you know. We are worthy. If we have to repeat that to ourselves every day, I am worthy. I am worthy. Like that song by Mary J. Blige, Good Morning Gorgeous. I love that song. Good Morning Gorgeous. I did a TikTok on it. If you go on my TikTok, I did a TikTok on it. Good Morning Gorgeous. Listen to that song by Mary J. Blige. Good Morning Gorgeous is on her new album. And she sung the song to encourage and uplift herself, but also encourage and uplift other women as well. Look in the mirror and say, "Good morning, gorgeous. You are worthy. Good morning, gorgeous. We are worthy. We are worthy." And that's what you have to tell. After you say good morning, gorgeous, say I'm worthy after that. After we say good morning, gorgeous, we say I'm worthy after that. And that's why I like to get on, and I don't wear much makeup. I put a little lip gloss on or whatever. And sometimes I get on TikTok and I like to play with those little filters, and it really boosts my confidence, and I take some cute selfies, and it really boosts my confidence. And so that's what you have to tell yourself. We have to tell ourselves, you know, happiness and confidence and all that stuff is an inside job, and pray and ask God to help us, and I'm telling you, but keep all that negative energy away. We have to keep all that negative energy away as much as we possibly can. Because if we keep taking it in and taking it in and taking it in, it's going to pollute our mind. It's going to pollute our heart and our spirit. And we can't let that happen. Because some women get to the point that where they feel so bad about themselves, they get into a deep depression. They feel so bad about themselves, they sink into a deep depression. And then they want to talk about suicide. So that's bad. So it's very important to not take in all that negativity. To try to take in as little or none, and take in positive energy and positive content. And so to keep ourselves encouraged and uplifted. So that's what I wanted to say. I was going to do this video a while back, but like I said, I've been trying to gather my thoughts on it. So let me know what you think in the comment section. And I hope that I've given you ladies some encouragement. This has been very encouraging for me to talk about this. And I wanted to give you something to really meditate on and think about, you know. But that's very important for us black women. We have to really, really, really protect our spirit and really, really be careful of the types of information and everything that we're taking in. You know, in a world, in a system that is constantly, consistently trying to tear us down. We have to work a little harder to protect our spirit. Okay, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit the like button and the share button. Share this video because I think more black women need to hear this. And until the next video, be blessed.